You see a man rise almost straight into the sky. No run-up, no swinging arms, just a red cloth, a rigid body, and a circle of voices pulling him upward. You assume the point is simple. Jump higher than everyone else. But the real answer is far stranger. The dance is commonly called Adumu. In Ma, the word refers to jumping movements performed in dance, especially for ilmurran, the young men often translated into English as warriors. You may see one jumper enter the center while the others form a half circle, chant, and hold the rhythm around him. At first, it looks like an individual test. One body against gravity. One young man proving strength while everyone watches. But what are you actually seeing? To understand the jump, you have to understand the age set. A Maasai boy does not simply become an adult alone. He enters a named generation of age mates who move through major stages of life together. Anthropologist Paul Spencer spent decades studying age-based societies in East Africa and showed how warriorhood links personal identity to a larger social group. Your age mates become more than friends. They become a lifelong structure of duty, reputation, and belonging. The ilmurran stage has historically carried serious responsibilities. Young men herd livestock across long distances, help protect cattle and people, and learn from older age groups. The title warrior can make you imagine constant combat, but daily responsibility matters just as much. Endurance, alertness, cooperation. Then comes the dance. You step into the center with your torso upright. Your arms remain controlled. Your feet leave the earth together again and again while the chant continues beside you. Why keep the body so straight? Part of the answer is physical. A 2025 study led by biomechanist J. Boyson Muller compared Maasai men with Norwegian participants during laboratory jumping tests. The researchers found similar maximal jump heights between the groups, but the Maasai participants produced force faster, used less downward movement before takeoff, and showed greater efficiency in some jumping conditions. That does not mean every Maasai person is naturally built to jump. Culture is not a gene. Practice, movement habits, body mechanics, and social meaning become tangled together over time. The body learns what the community repeatedly asks it to do. Researchers Dirk Christensen and his colleagues measured the energy cost of a 1-hour jumping dance session among Maasai men in Tanzania. The activity reached moderate intensity, yet it demanded far more energy than their average activity during ordinary moments of the day. The dance was not a single explosive leap. It was sustained effort, shaped by repetition, chanting, pauses, and return. Still, the deepest surprise is not in the muscles. In 2022, Xiaojie Tian, Yushi Yanohara, Francis Mwangi, and Natsuki Sato studied Adumu at a Maasai wedding in southern Kenya. They analyzed 157 jumps from 15 young men. They measured height, timing, repetition, singing, and cheering. You might expect the highest jumper to receive the greatest praise. That is the story often told to tourists. But the researchers found no clear height advantage when jumpers were cheered. The men were not simply competing to touch the sky. They were protecting the rhythm. Jump heights varied widely, but the timing of repeated jumps stayed much more consistent. Each jumper adjusted his movement to the chant. He entered, matched the tempo, rose, landed, and returned to the group. The individual display only worked because the circle kept singing. So the jump carries two messages at once. It says, look at what this body can do. And it says, this body still belongs to these people. How often does modern life ask you to prove both? The dance also teaches without a classroom. Children watch from the edge. They imitate the posture, the timing, and the landing. No diagram is required. Knowledge passes from body to body, while elders, age mates, singers, and spectators give the movement its meaning. Today, Adumu can appear at weddings, ceremonies, community gatherings, cultural exhibitions, and tourist performances. Those settings are not identical, and Maasai communities are not frozen in one ancient form. Modern schooling, wage work, land pressure, conservation policy, religion, and tourism have all changed the world around the dance. Yet the image survives because it is powerful. A person rises alone. A community makes the rising possible. The higher body catches your eye, but the shared rhythm carries the tradition. So when you see a man rise almost straight into the sky, you are not only watching someone escape the ground, you are watching him land exactly where he belongs.